We are on the homework. Check your answers, please. Page 355. Wassalam. Question 1. X more than 4. This is the solution, right? X more than 4. كم هذه يا مستر؟ هذه كم؟ 9. 12 divided by 3 equal 9. Thank you. That. Check your answers. X more than 4. We know how to graph, right? This is the 4. Open circle and to the right. Question 2. X less than or equal 5. Or you can write it x less than or equal 5. It's the same. This or this, huh? And here you have 5. Close circle to the left. Question 3. X less than or equal negative 2. Or you can write it like this. It is the same. This is negative 2. Close circle to the left also. Question 4. X less than or equal 8. This is the 8. Close circle to the left. Question 5. X less than negative 4. This is negative 4. Open circle to the left. Question 6. X less than, X more than or equal 12. This is a 12. Close circle. X more than to the right. Question 7. Yes. X more than or equal. مش أنا ماليش دخل. X or than equal 8. Then the number line will be to the opposite side, right? This is 8. Close circle to the right. Question 7. X more than negative 8. This is negative 8. Open circle to the right. Question 8. X less than 15. Open circle on 15 to the left, right? Question 9. Question 9. X less than or equal 6.4. 6.4. This is 6.4. Close circle to the right. Question 10. Left Asif. Question 10. We have negative 2.4 more than or equal x over 5. In part A we solve, in part B we graph. The solution x less than or equal negative 12, and in part B you graph it. Close circle upon negative 12 and to the left. Question 11 on the next page. If you don't solve it, do it with me. Now, yesterday we took this idea in the apply and the check, right? Yeah, let's see the question together. Onida is buying hats and gloves. Hats and the gloves for charity. She needs to buy an equal number of hats and the gloves, right? Yesterday, if you remember, were posters and postal frames. Remember? And they should have the same number for both hats and the gloves. Okay, so if x for hats, then the same x for gloves because they have the same number. So let x be the number of hats and gloves, right? right? Now, the table shows the price for each. The price of the gloves, how much of each glove? $3. The price of each hat, $5. If the price of each glove is $3, then the price of the whole gloves, which is X, 3 multiply X, right? So it is a 3X for mean for the gloves and 5X for mean for the hats. And this Onida has $50 to spend. So she can spend 50 or less, right? Now let's solve it to find X. So the question said, how much money will she have left after buying what? The greatest. Yesterday we talked about this point. The greatest number. So let's solve it first. We have 8x less than or equal 50, and we divide on 8 both sides. Why we added the 3x and 5x? Likely, likely terms. Like terms, we can add. They have the same variable, the same exponent, so we can add the x's. So here divided by 8 both, so x will be less than or equal 6.25. Right. This is decimal, right? Means the greatest solution. ركز الآن. لا, the greatest solution for the inequality 6.25. The greatest solution. صح? But for the number of hats and the gloves, you cannot say 6.25. You can say 6. So she can buy 6 hats, not 6 hats and the gloves, 6 hats and 6 gloves. No, if you say 6 hats and the gloves, yani the 6 for hats and the gloves, right? It will be 4 and 2, 3, 3, صح? But 6 hats and and 6 gloves, okay? Fine. The question said, can she buy 5? Yes, 4. If she can buy 6, then she can buy 5 or 4 or 3. But the question wants the greatest number. Let's know how much money she has left. Yeah, let's apply here. 3 by 6. Each hat, $3. By 6, 18. So $18 for what? Go bring table and the chair. There is one. يلا روح. Sit down. there. Go there. So $18 for what? For the gloves. Of each hat, 5. With 6 hats, 30. 18 plus 30 equal 48. $48 مظبوط. طب this is the total money she will pay for the all hats and the all gloves. طب she has 50. Still how much? So $2 left. This is the question 11, which we talked about yesterday at the end of the period. So copy it, please. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to copy the steps of it, not only the final answer. So we are in module 7, lesson 4. Solve one step multiplication and division inequalities with negative coefficients. We are on page. I have book. So thank you. 357, and today we are in 22. December. Right. Now, in the previous lesson, we always solve with positive coefficient, and we do normally as we did with the equations. If we have multiply, we divide. If we have divide, we multiply. Now, with negative coefficients, we will do the same steps, but we will, at the end, we will switch the inequality. If it's more than, it will be less than. If it's less than, it will be more than. So we'll do the same steps, but at the solution, we will switch the inequality. Got it? So here, to solve one step multiplication and division with negative, طبعا inequalities, with negative coefficients, do the same steps, same graph, same closed circle, everything is the same, but we have one small difference, which is very important. If you divide or multiply both sides of the inequality by negative number, switch the inequality sign. Switch the inequality sign. If it's more than, it will be less than. Less than, it will be more than. So here, do the same steps, but stay less than or equal, more than or equal. عادي. More than or equal, less than or equal. Got it? But switch, is it correct? Yeah, switch the inequality sign. If it's less than, it will be more than. If it's less than or equal, it will be more than or equal. If it's more than, it will be less than. If it's more than or equal, it will be less than or equal. ليش? Why? Look here. Why we switch? Now, we know that 2 is more than 1. صح؟ 2 is more than 1 ولا لا؟ Give negative for both. Give negative for both. يعني 2 أعطيها negative وال1 أعطيها negative. Which is bigger now? The negative one. See? We switched, right? We what? We switched. So if you multiply or divide, مش بس divide, if you multiply or what? Both sides of the inequality by negative number, switch the inequality sign. This is important. Write it here in your notes. Here. يلا copy it with me. If you, who's you? أنت. Multiply or divide both sides of an inequality by negative number, can be integer, fraction, decimal, whatever. Both sides by negative number, switch the inequality sign to the opposite. To the what? Opposite. Copy this important note. where here the inequality sign SIGN, right? To the opposite. To the opposite. Less than, more than, less than. With equal, stay equal. Done? Yalla. You can switch. You can be sure about it to convince yourself by using numbers. But numbers, normal numbers, like we know that, look here, we know that 5 is more than negative 8, right? صح? 5 is more than negative 8. Give negative for both. Give negative for both. The 5 will be what? The negative 8 will be negative 8, right? Give negative for both. So the 5 will be negative 5. The negative 8 will be positive 8, right? It will be switched. Tamam. Now let's take example. Solve the inequality negative 5x more than or equal 10. Now this 10, I don't care about it. And even in the previous lesson, negative, positive, I don't care. I care about the coefficient. So the first idea, that's why in the previous lesson, we focused on the coefficient and we focused on the word positive coefficient. So if the coefficient positive, do normally without any switching like the previous lesson. But if the coefficient is negative, do the note which you wrote, okay? So here, I will go down negative 5x more than or equal 10. If you divide both sides of the inequality by negative number, right? Normal steps, x, this is switch it. More than or equal, it will be yes. And do normal, negative 2. X is 1x, right? How more than 1? طب how negative 5 more than 10? X is 1. X is 1. How you say X is 1? لو سمحت هو السؤال يعني لحظة شوي لازم نحكي. Because we divide the sign of the, why we change the sign of what? The sign of the inequality? We following our note. If we multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by negative sign, we change the sign of the inequality to the opposite. شو صار متى عم نحكي احنا؟ ها؟ Yeah. Read the note. The note is clear. Hey. If you divide or multiply both sides of an inequality by negative number, switch the inequality sign to the opposite. So it's clear. Another example. Another example. Solve y over negative 3 less than 2. Y over negative 3 less than 2. بالكويس. Less than 2 لحظة شوي. y over -3 less than 2. We said if you have division, you multiply both sides by the divisor. Check. Let's read the note. If you multiply or divide both sides of the inequality by negative number, switch the inequality sign to the opposite. So here, I will multiply both sides by what? -3. I'm doing the note, right? So y over -3 less than 2. I'm still not multiplying, right? At the end, I will switch. So here it stays the same in the system. And I will multiply now both sides by what? This gone with this. So y switch it. Simple as that. Simple as that. So when you are doing, did we talk about coefficients? Sorry. Did we talk about coefficients in positive or negative coefficients in addition and subtraction inequalities? No. ما حكيناش عنها. صح? But here in the multiplication and division in the previous lesson, all of it, we talked about positive coefficients. So the first step when you are solving or when you're gonna solve multiplication or division inequality, the first thing you need to look at the coefficient. Is it positive or negative? Positive, do the same normal عادي. Don't change, don't do anything, just do your steps normal. Negative, negative. طيب ماشي. طيب خلاص please. Sorry. That's all for today.